Yeah. Morning all. Right. So before I start, can one please confirm whether my voice is clear, whether the screen is visible or not? Yes.
Yeah, we can able to see you, able to hear you.
Fine. So in the last class, just we had introductory session on this Azure Data Engineer. Just I'll take 5 minutes what we discussed in the last class. Why data engineer? Role of Azure Data Engineer. Various Azure Data Engineer products and services. Job market of Azure Data Engineer. So this we're going with Azure Cloud. What is the advantage of cloud going with as compared with on-premise? So cloud is majorly utilized for storing, analyzing, and delivering data in various form, right? So if we take on-premise, we need to set up everything by ourselves. We need to set up our own hardware infrastructure. On top of that, OS installation, purchasing of a database license, installation of database server, designing of a database objects. All this we need to do. To maintain all this, again, separated teams are required. Hardware team is required, operating system team is required, networking team is required, security team is required, and database administrators required, right? Database administrators required. Here everything in the cloud premises, we no need to maintain all this. So no need to maintain any infrastructure, no need of any licenses, everything in the cloud premises. Yes, data engineer with the help of cloud services. They work on data and make it structured and useful. Data engineer is responsible for smooth data flow from source to destination. Data engineer is responsible for preparing the data, cleansing or filtering data, or transforming data or processing data. A data engineer compared with data scientist strategizes for the future, recommendations for the future. He's going to analyze the data, he's going to identify the patterns, is going to recommendations for the future. Mainly data scientists to do some kind of data analysis, data predictions, data classifications, data clustering, data recommendations, right? Yes. Data analyst summarize the data of the past. Summarize the data of the past. Analyze the data, summarizes the data, and visualizing the data. So mainly is going to visualize the data of the past. Data engineer does all the groundwork for data scientist or analyst. He does all the groundwork for data scientist or analyst. Nearly 70% of data analysis work is done by data engineers. Data engineering involves what are the sources of the data, what is the format of the data, and how to transform the data, and what is the destination of the data. From where I need to extract the data from source, what is the format and how to transform the data, and what is the destination of the data. So in the last class, I was talking why Azure Data Engineer is in demand today. Why Azure Data Engineer is in demand today, and why Azure Data Engineer. So I was talking like Azure Data Engineer. See, if you want to increase your business revenue, right, the organization hiring two people, data engineer and data scientist. Firstly, this Azure Data Engineer, it creates data warehouse for the organization. Data engineer is going to constantly the data what is the data engineer? He constantly keeps on processing the data, analyzing the data, and monitoring the data. He creates various data pipelines through which integrating with all the stages of this pipeline or data flow. So make sure that the pipeline is always efficient and secure. Is always efficient and secure. Okay. This is the primary role of Azure Data Engineer. Okay. What are the different roles of Azure Data Engineering? Designs the entire data flow architecture, creates a data warehouse, ETL, creates data warehouse for storage of analytical data. ETL, extract, transform, load. One of the key tasks of data engineers, they need to extract data from multiple resources, transform it into structured and queryable data, and then loading into company storage service for further business evaluations by the data scientists. Data monitoring. Data engineers make sure that the ETL is performed in a proper way and data is available anywhere it is needed. Data security. Ensuring data security is also a major responsibility of data engineers. The data need to be secure at each step of the process without any data leaks or data exposure. Right. Collaboration and communication, right? They need to keep constantly communicating with the data scientists and also with the business teams, right? To check if they require data, if they need any data insights or to deliver the data as per their requirement. Deployment. Deployment is nothing that requires data on a certain platform in a structured manner. Then the data engineers have to deploy and maintain such a platform. Analytics, they need to have, okay, data analytics, right? So they need to have strong analytical and skills to perform this kind of analysis and automation. Certain things need to be automated, such as like the data extraction process and various data engineering products or services. Various data engineering products or services. Azure SQL, Azure SQL, right? It's in a simple way. Azure SQL. It's a cloud or DBMS database of Microsoft. Azure Data Lake, distributed file system, object storage. Azure Synapse is a data warehouse for data warehouse operations, for big data operations, for batch processing, for parallel processing. Azure Data Factory, cloud-based ETL, like Informatica Talent. This is also a ETL tool. The two cloud-based ETL tool. No coding, no prerequisites for this. Zero coding ETL, which say everything will perform drag and drop here. Azure Databricks, Apache Spark-based data analytics platform. Azure Streaming. See, event processing for analyzing and processing high volumes of streaming data from multiple sources simultaneously. Azure Cosmos DB, cloud-based NoSQL database. Azure Key Vault. Azure Key Vault is protecting the data in the cloud. Secure key management and Microsoft Fabric is all in one, right? It's a kind of for data, bringing together the data engineering, data science, and data warehousing. Okay. So I was talking this, right? Cloud SQL, Cloud or DBMS database of Microsoft in Azure. It is for OLTP operations. Azure Data Lake, distributed file system with unlimited data storage in cloud. That is data lake. HDFS on-premise, Azure Data Lake, Cloud DFS. It is a repository of large varieties of structured, semi-structured, and unstructured data. Yes. Just 1 second. The Azure Data Lake, it is a repository of large varieties of structured, semi-structured, and unstructured data. Yes. Every cloud data lake, if you observe, right, every cloud data lake provides some benefits. Every cloud data lake provides some benefits. For example, like unlimited storage, unlimited data storage. Second, supports all varieties of data. Supports all varieties of data. All varieties of data means like structured data, structured data, data which is organized in the form of rows and columns, like DB tables, database tables, Excel files in this way, right? Yes. Secondly, semi-structured data. Data which is not fully structured, which is not fully unstructured, right? That's what we call like semi-structured data. Like we got XML files, JSON files, unstructured data. Images, videos, raw text, all formats, supports all formats of data, supports all formats. Like it can be all formats of data, like it can be .txt, .csv, .json, .zip, .parquet, .xml, anything supports all formats of data. Here, one more thing. Here, data in files. Data in files means we cannot maintain, we cannot set up relationships. We cannot set up relationships between the files. Relationships between the files. If data in tables, we can set up relationship by using primary key. If data in tables means we cannot set up relation, if data in tables, we can set up relationship by using primary key or foreign key. Example, if data is in tables, we cannot set up relationships means, for example, emp.txt file is there, dpt.txt, department.txt, salaries.txt. So in this way, you cannot maintain relationships if the data is in the files. But if data is in tables, we can maintain relationships. For example, orders table. You got orders table. Sales, for example, sales are sales transactions, if we say sales transactions. Customers are products. So there are some tables here. We can maintain relationship. Here, what is the relationship? What is the relationship? Here, for example, order. Order of what? A product. Booked for whom? A customer. Once order confirmed. Once order confirmed as a sales transactions. Order of what? A product. Booked for whom? A customer. Once order confirmed. See, order of what? A product. Product booked for whom? A customer. A customer once order confirmed as a sales transaction. So what I'm expecting? So here as I cannot maintain relationship, so I'm expecting a cloud or DBMS. A cloud or DBMS. That too, okay, already you got cloud or DBMS like Azure SQL. But that too used for data warehouse. Used for data warehouse. That too I'm expecting parallel processing. That is nothing but Azure Synapse Analytics. Okay. Now, so I'm expecting ODBMS, that too used for data warehouse, that too I'm expecting parallel processing. That is nothing but Azure Synapse Analytics. Now just observe. Azure Synapse Analytics. For data warehouse operations, for big data operations, for analytics, for batch processing, for parallel processing. Okay. So here we have a database called Azure Synapse SQL Pool DB. Here we have a database called Azure Synapse SQL Pool DB. Simply we say it as Synapse DB. Here we have a database called Azure Synapse SQL Pool DB. We call it as Synapse DB. What is Synapse DB? What is Synapse DB? Cloud Data Warehouse. Cloud Data Warehouse of Azure. Yes. Next is like Azure Data Factory. Azure Data Factory. It is a cloud-based ETL of Microsoft in Azure Cloud. See, if I take OLTP systems at one side, if I take data warehouse at another side, just observe what OLTP systems. Stores historical data. So OLTP systems, examples of OLTP system, Azure SQL, it's an RDBMS, Oracle, MySQL, SQL Server, in this way. Data warehouse, Azure Synapse. We talk like we have got many other data warehouse like Teradata, on-premise, Teradata, Netija, Vertica, Teradata, Netija, Vertica. Okay. ADF, where ADF will come? ADF doesn't come. ADF doesn't come in OLTP. It doesn't come. ADF doesn't come in OLTP. ADF doesn't come in data warehouse. ADF doesn't come in OLTP or ADF doesn't come in data warehouse. Where ADF will come? Where ADF comes? Between these two, ADF comes in between these two. For example, ADF acts as an integration service between these two, between this OLTP systems and data warehouse systems. It doesn't come in any of this. It acts as an integration service. ADF is an integration service between OLTP. It is an integration service between OLTP systems and data warehouse systems. ADF is a data ingestion tool. I can say it is a data ingestion service. For example, today I'm doing a transaction. For example, today I'm doing a transaction. Tomorrow it is an history. I'm doing a transaction. Today I'm doing a transaction. Tomorrow it is a history. All transactions, all transactions all transactions captured at OLTP systems. How to bring how to bring these transactions into warehouse system. How to bring these transactions into warehouse system. We have ETL. By using ETL tools. What are the ETL tools? Informatica. By using ETL tools, Informatica, Talent, Data Stage. All these are On premise. All these are on premise. So all transactions happening at old TP systems. How to bring these transactions into warehouse systems? We have ETL, Informatica Talent Data Stage, but all these transactions, all these are on-premise ETL tools, right? What all that? But I need a ETL, but I need a ETL on cloud, but I need a ETL on cloud, but I need a ETL on cloud. That is what? ADF. Using ADF, we can connect. Using ADF, we can connect with cloud databases. We can connect with cloud databases, non-cloud databases, no SQL databases. Cloud databases, non-cloud databases, no SQL databases. Okay, just observe here it is ETL. Here it is ETL. It is ETL, but our working style is ELT, but our working style is ELT. ELT means extract, load, transform. But our working style is ELT. Extract, load, transform. Generally, ETL for small volumes. ETL for small volumes. For huge volumes. ETL for small volumes, ELT for huge volumes. ETL is bad. For huge volumes, ETL is bad. Okay, so ADF, it's a data ingestion tool. So from the online OLTPs, it is going to extract and it's going to dump into this data warehouse, right? So here our working style is ELT, extract, load, transform. Okay. So here if you talk ADF, versions and differences. You need to understand how it was previously. ADF versions and differences. Two versions. Two versions. ADF version 1, ADF version 1, ADF version 2. In ADF version 1, it was totally different. If now in version 2, it was too flexible. Version 2 is made very flexible, right? No need of any prerequisites, no need of any programming knowledge. Everything, it's a zero coding ETL version 2. But in ADF version 1, it was lot of prerequisites required. If you know what are that in ADF version 1, it is used to perform. Hmm, it is used to perform EL only, but not ETL. ADF version is only for because I there were no inbuilt transformations here. There were no inbuilt transformations. To perform transformations here, some additional services are required, such as ADLA, Azure Data Lake Analytics. Here analytics analytics are done by USQL. USQL, unified structured query language. Unified structured query language. It is not equivalent. It is not equivalent. Basic SQL. No, it is not equivalent to basic SQL. This USQL is totally different. And secondly, if you want to perform some kind of transformation in ADF version 1, you need to have a lot of prerequisites, you need to have a lot of other knowledges, right? But in ADF version 2, it is simplified, it is flexible, right? No prerequisites required, everything drag and drop. HD Insights. HD Insights service is required previously. HD Insights is nothing but Hadoop Insights. What is that? Hadoop Insights. Here we have a data flow language. Here we have a data flow language. Here we have a data flow language called Apache Pig. So using Pig, data flows are written. Data flows are written and transformations. These data flows are written and transformations are performed. Azure functions. So in ADF version 1 to perform transformations, we need to have a lot of prerequisites like you need to have knowledge on ADLA, HD insights like PIC for performing transformations, Azure functions, Azure Databricks, stored procedures. And here to perform transformations, to perform transformations, you should be a developer first. You should be a developer first. And that too should have expertise, right? Scripting. That too should have expertise in scripting. That is USQL script, big scripts, USQL scripts, big scripts, Azure functions, Azure Databricks, stored procedures. Yes. Here to perform transformations in ADF version 1, you need to have a lot of prerequisites. I was saying USQL scripts, big scripts, Azure functions, Azure Databricks, and stored procedures. Stored procedures, right? Yes. Yes. If I talk about this big scripts developed by Hadoop developer and this Azure Databricks by Spark developer. Azure functions, .NET developer, stored procedures by SQL developer. So this many prerequisites. This was the problem with ADF version 1. Afterwards, Microsoft recognized this problem and decided to make a ETL tool with zero coding, right? That's why they launched new version, ADF version 2. ADF version 2 is a zero coding ETL. ADF version 2 is a zero coding ETL, but style is ELT. Is zero coding, right? Yes. Previously, Informatica. 80% drag and drop. It was 80% drag and drop. In 20%, we used to write SQL scripts in Informatica. 20% writing SQL scripts here in ADF version 2. Total 100% drag and drop. No prerequisites, zero coding, right? Yes. Features of ADF version 2. You got new features like data flows. Data flows were introduced and Power Query. Features of ADF version 2. Data flows were introduced. Power Query, right? The Power Query features were used in Power BI. These were introduced in this ADF version 2. Data flows has got many inbuilt transformations. Previously, no transformations, but data flows has got inbuilt transformations. Has got lot of inbuilt transformations. In ADF version 2, you know, as a ADF developer, you no need to write any pig scripts, Databricks, Azure functions. Here, even complex transformations by using data flows without writing any code, just a drag and drop. Yes. Okay, this is ADF comparing with ADF version 1 and version 2. Version 2, it's made much flexible. There is no prerequisites, right? Directly you can perform drag and drop and work on it, right? Now, that is related to ADF. So as a ADF developer, you can go as a Databricks developer, as a data engineer, you can go as a PySpark developer, you can go, right? Next, I'll take 10 minutes more. Apache Spark based data analytics platform, Azure Databricks. What is Azure Databricks? Hmm. Azure Databricks. First is what is Databricks? What is Databricks? What is Databricks? Simply, it provides a Spark cluster in cloud. It provides Spark cluster in cloud. What is Spark and what is cluster? What is Spark? It is a very high speed processing execution model, very high speed processing execution model, which process huge data. at quick time. Spark has got many features, but Spark main features. One is in-memory computation. Both storage and processing happens within the memory level. That's why we say in-memory computation. Both storage and processing both happens in the memory level. That's why we say in-memory. And secondly, supports supports MPP, massive parallel process. What is it? Massive parallel process. Spark 100 times faster. Spark is 100 times faster. Normal disk processing. So there was many tests done, right? So for example, Yahoo has conducted a test. Yahoo has conducted a test to check the speed of different things. Yahoo has taken a table of 100 TB consisting of 1024 columns. Yes, the test or the task was sorting based on 16 columns, sorting based on 16 columns, and time taken by things, time taken, right? By different things, different. Oracle has taken 3.5 days to process it. MySQL has taken around 6 days to process that. Teradata, a specialized database used for data warehouse, it has just taken 4.5 hours. 4.5 hours. And Netija, another specialized database used for data warehouse, it has just taken 3 hours. Next, finally, Hadoop has just taken like 3.4 minutes. That is the speed of Hadoop. Hadoop has got very high speed, where these have taken days of time, these have taken hours of time, but Hadoop has taken minutes of time. But if you see the Spark speed as compared with Hadoop, Spark is 100 times faster. It is 100 times faster. But Spark is 100 times faster than 100 times faster than Hadoop. Hadoop MapReduce. In Hadoop, there is MapReduce execution, right? So here already Hadoop has got very high speed, but Spark is 100 times faster than Hadoop MapReduce. See here, Spark data so here what is Databricks means provides a Spark cluster in cloud. Cluster means a group of CPUs connected in a network. Cluster means what? Group of nodes. Nodes means systems connected in a network. Two types of nodes. There are two types of nodes. Driver node, worker node. We can have any number of worker nodes, any number of worker nodes, but only one driver node. We can have any number of worker nodes, but only one driver node. Data in Spark, data will be data will be divided into smaller partitions in Spark. Data in data will be divided into smaller partitions, and each partition distributed across multiple ramps of multiple worker nodes and are processed parallelly, right? Yes, understand here. Data will be divided into smaller partitions, and each partition is distributed across multiple ramps of multiple worker nodes and processed parallelly. Assume we have 500 assume we have 500 nodes. This 500 nodes cluster is worthy processing 2 TB data at a time, 2 TB data at a time. So, okay, tomorrow your data volume increased. Tomorrow your data volume increased. If same cluster used, speed goes down. Speed goes down as data volume increased. So what we do? So we need to scale up. We need to scale up I'll take 5 minutes. So we need to scale up the cluster by adding new nodes. New nodes, 100 nodes added. By adding new nodes, 100 nodes added. Again after 2 months. Again 100 nodes added. So whenever data is increasing, your nodes, the systems are also increasing. But every time scaling up, scaling up your physical data center is a complex task. Every time scaling up your physical data center is a complex task. So that's why I need the same cluster. That's why I need the same cluster in cloud, and that too with auto scaling capability. Who is providing this? Databricks is providing. So you got huge data, but every time data increasing, your systems also increasing. Every time scaling up your physical data, and it's a complex task. And that's why I need the same cluster in the cloud, and that too with auto scaling capability. Databricks is providing. So what Databricks is providing? Databricks providing Spark Cloud Cluster with auto scaling feature. Auto scaling feature. For example, just 2 minutes. Today, my data load, my data load requires 100 nodes, 100 systems. Assume tomorrow data volume increased. Tomorrow data volume increased. It has to be extended. It has to be extended to 200 automatically. That is auto scaling, we say. It has to be extended to 200 automatically. After processing is completed, after processing is completed, again, it has to revert back to 100 nodes. This is general data bricks. This is general data bricks. General data bricks, it cannot interact. It cannot interact with my Azure storage services. Azure storage services. What are the Azure storage services? Azure Data Lake, Azure SQL, Azure Synapse. It cannot interact with my Azure storage services. That's why, that's why Microsoft, Microsoft plus and Databricks, Microsoft and Databricks collaboratively launched a new product, Azure Databricks. Azure Databricks, where Azure Databricks is compatible and it can interact with all my Azure storage services. This regarding Databricks, it's a Spark based. So very high speed, I said, very high speed processing execution model. We'll be discussing in brief about this. I said as unlike another training sites, here we'll be discussing the entire PySpark in brief because this PySpark is the main processing execution model in that data engineering. This PySpark plays a vital role, right? Important role in here. So here 100 times Spark is 100 times faster than Hadoop, right? Yes. So just check with this course content, right? So Azure Data Factory, yes. The all the resources overview. So tomorrow there is a session, same time at 7 o'clock. The link will be changed to tomorrow. Tomorrow you are supposed to get enrolled, right? For getting tomorrow's link, you are supposed to get enrolled. So from tomorrow we'll be starting with the actual things. So as a continuity, tomorrow there is a session kept. Tomorrow we'll be starting with the actual thing. So this is the course content. Azure Data Factory, pipelines, linker services, data sets creations, activities, different types of activities in Azure Data Factory and data flows, triggers, integration runtime, source control, global parameters, credentials, managed endpoints, monitoring ADF jobs, alerts, data flows. And this is, I said, data flows in ADF version 2, you got this data flows. In version 2, in ADF version 1, it wasn't there, right? So different transformations you got in ADF version 2, filter, aggregate, join transformation, conditional split, derived column, deriving new column, existing union transformation, lookup transformation, right? Yes. Sort transformation, right? Yes. Group by pivot, unpivot, flatten transformation of this one, validating schema. You can see nearly around 50 exercises, practical exercises will be discussing in ADF. Later, Databricks with PySpark. Introduction to big data, Hadoop I will be discussing before I go with Spark. Introduction to Spark, introduction to cloud computing, introduction to Azure, and Databricks cluster management. displaying cluster, starting cluster, terminating cluster, deleting cluster, cluster logs, types of cluster, Databricks pools, clustered clusters mode, Databricks utilities, and Databricks integration with these things, PySpark data frame, data frame API functionality, creating data frame API, show, collect, select, collect with column rename, where, drop, order by, join, right? All these things. PySpark SQL functions, aggregate functions, window functions, time and date and timestamp functions. Yeah, I'll come back to your queries. Right. PySpark built-in functions, all the various built-in functions of PySpark, and downloading, handling multiple file formats, Databricks batch processing, external sources, Databricks streaming API, Databricks Lakehouse, internet workflows in Databricks. And Azure Synapse Analytics, you can just check with this course content. In brief, in depth, we'll be discussing. And also Spark Pool and Fabrics, Microsoft Fabrics, everything I'll be discussing, right? Yes. So you can just check with this. Azure Data Engineer, majorly Azure Data Factory, zero coding. This that no prerequisites for this. Azure Databricks, PySpark, Synapse, and Fabrics. This is the major discussion. Five things. Apart from this, Azure SQL, Azure Data Lake, and streaming. You'll be getting knowledge on that. Offerings. You'll be getting each and every live session video, soft copy of this class notes, assignments and tasks to work with. WhatsApp group where you can directly interact with me. Live interactive and hands-on sessions. Yes, interview questions. Apart from that, you'll be getting some offer given by DurgaSoft like Python core and advanced full course videos, MySQL videos, and Unix Linux shell scripting videos. Linux shell scripting videos, around 100 videos of Mr. Durga, and this Python course videos and MySQL videos. Duration is 3 months. I said for the first 10 days it will be at 7 a.m. Later it will be starting at 6 a.m. The batch timing, I'm making it clear before you go with the payment process. First 10 days it will be at 7 a.m. But later after 10 days up to the end of the course it will be at 6 a.m. in the morning. Right? You can check in that Zoom chat, right? A big message is given by this online team. Their course content details is forwarded. The course content details is forwarded. Their course content, their contact details is provided. Yesterday, if you miss any video, yesterday's video is provided, right? Video link, and the payment details is provided. Yes, Google Pay, Phone Pay, and this one note they have kept. After enrolling, don't forget to share the screenshot of your payment to that mail ID that is forwarded, right? You can see that Durgasoft Online Training @gmail.com. Then only you'll be getting the link for tomorrow's class. Tomorrow's class, 7 a.m., same timing, but with different link will be changed. And here some queries was asked, right? If you got any queries, you can just ask, go with your queries. Yes, we'll be discussing, yes, real-time project. One project I'll be discussing, right? Total flow you'll be seeing there, Durga Prasad, right? Yes. And uh, are we going to use any trial version or paid version? See, I'll be just showing you step by step how to get the subscription, free trial subscription, how we can get the free trial subscription where you can don't go with the paid version, go with the free versions only. I'll just show you how we can go with the paid versions, right? And you can execute there. Around 17,000 rupees credits will be added once you get the free subscription. Once you take, you can use that 17,000 rupees for any premium services we want, right? Where can we get the new link for tomorrow? Yes, Vaibhav, right? Once you get enrolled, right, you'll be getting the link to your mails, right? Yes. And you can see the four contact details given there. Four contact details given there. The four contact details, if you're not getting the link, you can contact them, right? For tomorrow's class, you'll be getting to your mail, right? Mm. Yes. If anytime, if anyone, if after enrolling also, if you're not got the link, in the extreme case, you can just message on this number. After enrolling also, if you're not got the link. Yes. Okay, we'll be discussing a project, right? Classes will be on weekdays. See, classes will be from Monday to Friday actually, but sometimes on Saturdays I'll be taking. Not all the Saturdays, when some Saturdays. Okay, I'll be pre-intimating it. So link for tomorrow's class will be you'll be getting to mail. Yes. Trial version, subscriptions, everything I'll be briefing you. No need to work with pay as you go versions. See, free or corporate, right? See, one thing, here also in free, you are given some credits, right? 17,000 rupees credits got it. So I'll show you during the course, you'll come to know, right? In standard will be there, premium will be there, free trial will be there. B- Okay, but we'll be working with the premium. Why? Because the Spice Spark will require premium version only. Okay, but with the free edition, the free subscription, we can make use of that credit 17,000 rupees credits in working with those and using those credits, right? Yes, I'll be showing you. I'll just okay. Any other queries, right? Anyone? And you can do the task parallel along with me during the sessions. If you got any errors, you can share the screen, Zoom sharing, right? Yes. Okay. Fine. All the sessions will be interactive. At any point during the session, any query, immediately you can unmute. You can ask through voice. Okay. Fine. So all the sessions will be interactive sessions. I want the sessions to be more interactive. Okay. Fine. You'll be kept in unmuted status throughout the session. Right. Okay. Fine. So just check with the course content. These are the things. Once you get enrolled, you'll be getting this videos of these things. And these are the offerings from my side. That is the course structure. From tomorrow, it will be started introduction to this. Okay, fine. So if I'm done with the queries, if there are no other queries, I'm signing off for now. Meet you tomorrow at 7 a.m. Yes. Thank you all for your time. Thank you. Bye.